So you find the defendant guilty of murder in the second degree?
Yes.
Is that unanimous?
Yes.
History of being picked on as a young child. His bright red hair and freckles made him a target for bullies.
I don't know why he did it.
I asked him why he did it.
What's up with it? White Boy Out There Radio here, back with another one. Smash that like. Hit the subscribe, man, if you ain't done it yet. Let's get us over to 10K, man. It's Team White Boy Radio over here. Down below somewhere there is the members option. Give it a peek if you can stand it. Look, this one here came into my feed. I've never even heard of this case. It's pretty crazy. The whole situation is very different. So let me give it to y'all. If you haven't seen this yet, I'll pin the video and the pin comment, man. Definitely give it a check. The video is only about 10 minutes worth of time. But I'll break it down for you here. You have Eric Smith. He was 13 when he murdered a 4-year-old boy named Derek Roby. This happened in New York. And I didn't hear about it. It's been decades old. The guy was 14 years old. He had red hair and freckles. You know, he's a Pumaka, you know, he's a Carrot Top, whatever you want to say. That's what did it. Investigators say that's what triggered him. Just years of bullying, years of getting tossed around like a dish rag in school or whatever it was. He snapped. He's only a little boy. He snapped and he killed Derek Roby. Now this is a 4-year-old little kid with blonde hair. It's a shame. So on the flip side of this, he did it out of just years of abuse of getting bullied. Now on the flip side of this, you have a 14-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid. So you're a what is that? A freshman in high school, okay, and a little tiny boy. Depending how you look at this, you would say it doesn't matter. He needs to go to prison. There's a life lost. And then some may say, well, they're both kids, you know, because technically he still is a minor. You know, I will say on that, when I was 14, a freshman, I knew not to kill somebody. You know, people mature at different ages, whatever have you. So there may be an argument there. And this was a national big headline everywhere. What I want to say on this one is this. It's really, the argument doesn't stay there. It doesn't stay there because he at 14 years old, a freshman, he went to a juvenile detention center until he was old enough to go to a prison. Look, 14-year-old, there's not they're in there, but he's still the younger of the 17, 16-year-old kids in there. The kids that are you know, scrapping, fighting. He's still the younger one of that group, and he was getting bullied in school on the streets. I'm sure it continued when he was in there. Then when he got old enough, he got shipped to prison. And look, despite what you think about prison, man, that is the haven of bullies. That's the haven of the alpha male. So it's kind of tricky, kind of weird that the whole circumstance in general. This came into my feed 10 days ago. He got released. What's strange was they denied the guy parole a few times. He was sentenced to 9 years at first. You know, so at 13, he ended up doing 28 years. So they denied him at 9 years. He kept going back to the parole board. They kept saying no. In this video that I'm going to pin, you'll see one of the jailhouse people there from the parole board. You know, she started seeing progress in him. It's just a crazy story, man. Check it out. Tell me how you feel about it in the comments. You know, personally, I would say, look, 14 years old, you know what you're doing. You know, and this coming before the time, before the internet, social media. You know, nowadays, I say it all the time. We go into the youth facilities, you know. Nowadays, I would say more or less women have it bad on the cyberbullying and whatnot, for the likes, their selfies, whatever have you. You know, little girls. I say it goes both ways, but man, it's amplified nowadays. No matter how you look at it, just my opinion. Tell me how you feel about it, man. This is a crazy story. Let me know if you remember this case when it happened. I'm hearing about this for the first time. He got out. It's 10 days, and from what the video said, he moved to either Queens, Brooklyn, somewhere in the New York area. So he's restarting. Dude wants to get married and raise a family. We'll see what happens. Keep you posted, man. It's White Boy Radio, man. Follow the Twitter at White Boy Radio. Until the next one.
I care less about that attorney and whatever he feels and thinks about. That family has ignored phone calls. That girl used to live there.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe, bitches.